Greetings and welcome. We've together a short video, thanks to the video skills of our webmaster, D. Owens, and we're going to showcase some of the activities of the California Nevada chapter this past year. You know, we had a pretty busy schedule, and I think we have a pretty busy schedule for next year. So sit back for a few minutes and enjoy the California Nevada chapter activities of 2012. Thanks.
Activities got into high gear with the chapter's annual symposium held in Carson City, Nevada at the Silver State Charter School. A special thanks to Steve and Patty Knight for coordinating this event. OCTA's Vice President John Krizik brought us up to date on the national picture. We learned about the Central Pacific Railroad from Wendell Hoffman. Hal James presented his book titled Bruff's Wake. Dave and Melody Kittle gave us some history on the Pony Express. Philip Earle talked about how Hollywood looks at the history and as we watched the 1925 silent movie The Covered Wagon. We also had some popcorn. Enjoyed a great bus tour to the Fort Churchill area and Buckland Station. Again, a special thanks to Steve and Patty Knight. If you haven't realized it by now, the chapter is on a crusade to map to Met standards and preserve the immigrant trails of northern Nevada and northern California. A few have been mapped in the past, but many of the 25 trails have not. Several mapping projects are now underway. The Johnson Cutoff Project has two teams, one working from Carson City into the Tahoe Basin, and another from Johnson's Hill to the connection with the Carson Right at Junction Hill. The West Side project is of special interest to Ellen Osborne, as she is the great-great-granddaughter of Johnson. On the Carson Trail, the Forest Service came to the chapter and asked for our help on several projects verifying locations and trail classifications. One project was near Caples Lake. Another project was near Union Hill. Team members came from far and wide to work on these projects. The Bagney duo from Southern California on the left and Gail Carbina from Bend, Oregon on the right. Past chapter president Bob Evanhoe from Wairika was there, but camera shy. The chapter obtained permission from the El Dorado Irrigation District to work on their property and map a section of the Carson Trail located in the Pleasant Valley area. The mapping of the Grizzly Flat Trail is nearing completion. The highlight this past year on the Grizzly was D. Owens' discovery of a cap and ball pistol right on the trail. This past year, a new mapping team was established to map the Georgetown Pack Trail. Again, several chapter members joined this effort. Witching for grave locations is becoming a common practice on these mapping teams. Another special request of the chapter from the Forest Service was to assist in validating a section of the Rubicon Trail. The Rubicon is one of the earliest known Sierra crossings. Vice President John Krizik from Prescott, Arizona, kneeling, joined the chapter for this particular outing. The Beckworth Trail was one of Octa's first mapping projects completed over 20 years ago. Plumas National Forest archaeologist Dan Elliott and Plumas County Museum Director Scott Lawson asked the chapter to review and update the Beckworth based upon new information and updated technology. The Plumas National Forest held a dinner meeting for the team members and presented all of us with a special commemorative cup, thanking us for all the work that we have done on the Plumas National Forest and the Beckworth Trail. Richard Silva, along with assistance from Don Buck and Bob Black and staff from the Modoc National Forest, facilitated the location and mapping efforts on the Burnett Cutoff. Although Frank was recovering from open heart surgery, he still organized the annual Carson cleanup. This past year, the group worked the Luther Pass area, making sure this Class 1 trail section is preserved for future generations. We were also treated to a demonstration on how the human remains detection dogs locate graves. One of the best sections of Emigrant Trail are the Fernley Sand Swales in Fernley, Nevada. This past year, Jim and Denise Mormon took over the annual cleanup project from Tom Fee, assembling a team of chapter members, students, BLM folks, Fernley City Council members, and a host of other volunteers to collect and haul off over 62 cubic yards of stuff. The pristine Fernley swales are located in an area and each year seem to be a favorite dumping ground. Octa and the National Park Service sponsored a Met Manual Mapping Conference in Salt Lake City, Utah. Presentations were made by several chapter members dealing with Met Manual history, preservation issues, and how to plan and execute a mapping project. A new revised Met Manual is scheduled to be published in 2013, including a new part of the manual on computer mapping that was developed by the California-Nevada chapter. On a sad note, we lost a dear friend. Krista Deal, archaeologist for the El Dorado National Forest, passed away in December. Krista was one of the ardent supporters of Emigrant Trails and a champion of the Passport in Time program.
Guys, here's this object over here when they're ready.
In 2012, the chapter produced a new educational brochure to showcase Octa's mission and chapter awareness. In other accomplishments, the chapter was awarded the El Dorado County Historical Society's Preservation Award, had some nice write-ups in the newspaper, and a few articles in magazine publications. We were also approached by archaeological firms hired by utility companies to assist in making sure that trail segments weren't disturbed on utility company projects. Chapter members attended several conferences educating various groups about the trails and preservation.
So there you have it, a quick review of some of the activities of the California-Nevada chapter this past year. Had a busy schedule last year, looks like we're going to have a busy schedule this year. So come and join us, help us preserve some of our rich heritage, and come and join us to save the trail. Thanks a lot.